In today's fast-paced financial environment, ensuring accurate BAS compliance is not just a regulatory requirement. It is the backbone of robust business management. Imagine a business agent facing mounting challenges, deadlines looming, and the constant pressure of maintaining meticulous records. This video is your comprehensive guide to navigating these complexities and mastering the art of BAS compliance, payment cycles, and cash flow management. At its core, a business activity statement, or BAS, is a tool that businesses use to report and pay their goods and services tax, PAYG withholding obligations, and even sometimes fringe benefits tax. For BAS agents and tax professionals, a deep understanding of what BAS entails is critical. By maintaining timely payments throughout the year, businesses avoid the unpleasant shock of heavy liabilities at year's end. The key is to be proactive, understanding your obligations, keeping accurate records, and staying on top of changing regulations. The journey begins with research and documentation of legislative, regulatory, industry, and organizational requirements. BAS compliance is not a one-size-fits-all service. It demands a rigorous approach, starting with carefully reviewing relevant legislation such as the GST Act, Income Tax Act, and guidelines provided by the Australian Taxation Office. Bookkeepers and tax agents must be aware that recommendations on charging or advising on BAS services are governed by strict rules. This means seeking expert advice is not optional. It is imperative for ensuring that all the figures and recommendations are accurate and legally compliant. After establishing what BAS compliance is, we explore the importance of legislative research and expert consultation. This stage is akin to building a sturdy foundation. Every piece of legislation, whether it be the Income Tax Assessment Act, Tax Administration Act, or regulations under the Tax Agent Services Act, must be interpreted and applied with precision. Tax agents must document this research in detail. A well-documented framework not only clarifies liabilities and obligations, but also reassures clients that every potential risk has been evaluated and addressed. In doing so, BAS agents establish themselves as trusted advisors who bring clarity and certainty in a complex regulatory landscape. Imagine meeting a client for the first time, outlining what reporting periods look like, and discussing their GST and pay obligations. The BAS form, issued by the ATO, needs to capture every detail of the business's tax activity. A thorough understanding of how GST is collected on sales and paid on purchases, how PAYG withholding from employees is calculated, and when these amounts are due sets the stage for a systematic process. This proactive approach helps both businesses and agents to avoid unnecessary penalties and unplanned liabilities. Every BAS lodgement becomes not just a compliance task, but a cornerstone of financial planning and risk management. As we shift focus from legislative research to scheduling and documentation, consider the importance of maintaining accurate records. Every transaction, invoice, and receipt must be recorded meticulously. Under the Australian tax legislation, records must be kept for at least 5 years, and in some cases, up to 7 years. This requirement is not mere red tape. It is a safeguard against errors and potential audits. A well-organized filing system, whether paper-based or digital, is essential for ensuring that data is readily accessible when preparing the BAS. With well-maintained registers, reconciling figures becomes a systematic process rather than a daunting challenge. Understanding the strict timelines imposed by the tax authorities is another critical aspect. Businesses must navigate various lodgement schedules, be it monthly for high-turnover businesses or quarterly and even annually for others. Each reporting cycle comes with distinct due dates. Monthly BAS filings are due by the 21st of the following month. Quarterly statements have clearly defined deadlines, and annual BAS submissions have their own separate timetable. The emphasis here is on organization and diligence. By keeping accurate records and respecting these timelines, businesses ensure their compliance and avoid steep penalties. Now, Picture the scenario where a business agent faces the complexity of multiple reporting cycles and deadlines. Amidst the myriad of dates, the potential for error is high if systems are not well established. Detailed schedules, often supported by bullet point checklists and tables, make the entire process manageable. These visual tools serve as an invaluable reference, ensuring that every component, whether reporting GST collections, PAYG withholding amounts, or any other obligation, is addressed methodically. In this way, challenges transform into structured processes, ultimately simplifying BAS lodgement. One of the most challenging aspects beyond filing and documentation is the art of managing cash flow. Cash flow statements are not just financial reports, they are a reflection of a business's liquidity and overall health. A typical cash flow statement is divided into three parts: operating activities, investing activities, and financing activities. Each section provides insights into how cash moves through the business. For example, operating activities indicate the profit before tax, adjustments for non-cash items, and the net changes in working capital. A negative cash flow in these areas signals a potential liquidity crisis, prompting immediate corrective measures from management. Effective cash flow management involves not only preparing accurate statements, but also interpreting them for strategic decision-making. Business leaders must evaluate whether there is enough cash to meet current obligations, including statutory tax liabilities. Forecasting becomes a crucial tool here, enabling businesses to anticipate shortfalls and arrange for adequate funding in time. Additionally, short-term investments should be considered to ensure that surplus cash does not remain idle. With the right strategies in place, BAS agents can provide clear guidance on payment options, ranging from cash and credit card payments to electronic funds transfers, ensuring that all financial transactions are as smooth as possible. Given the detailed work required, it is essential for BAS agents to establish robust channels for client communication and support. The process begins with an initial consultation where expectations are set, followed by regular updates on progress. Open communication, along with a detailed explanation of GST and PAYG reporting requirements, helps build trust. By clarifying what is achievable and what may require additional expert advice, BAS agents not only guide their clients through the process, but also manage expectations effectively. The goal is always to transform complexity into clarity and uncertainty into confidence. Each step of this instructional journey, from understanding the basic premises of BAS to the final preparation and submission of tax returns, is designed to enhance operational efficiency. The detailed guidelines, legislative references, and practical advice interwoven in this guide are essential for any professional operating within the domain of BAS compliance. View this not merely as compliance, but as a deliberate strategic approach to financial planning that will support the business long-term. As we move toward the conclusion, it is important to revisit the key themes we covered today. We started by defining BAS compliance and its critical role in reporting GST, PAYG withholding, and other obligations. We then explored the rigorous legislative and regulatory research required to ensure that every BAS submission is accurate and legally compliant. Next, we emphasized the importance of record keeping and managing strict lodgement schedules with tools designed to keep the process transparent and manageable. Finally, we delved into strategies for cash flow management, highlighting how understanding cash movements is integral to a business's financial health. At its heart, this guide is more than a series of technical instructions. It is a roadmap for transforming BAS compliance into a streamlined, efficient, and strategic process for both tax professionals and business owners. Your understanding of these principles will not only ensure compliance, but will also build a solid foundation for better business decisions and stronger financial health. Review your current BAS procedures, ensure timely record keeping and lodgement, and consult with tax professionals to stay updated with the latest legislative changes and compliance requirements.